What's up, y'all? Happy New Year. We're back, 2025, first video of the year. Let's go. Today, I want to talk about something I think might hopefully be really helpful for you, and that is how to put out music. This is how I do it. I'm sure there's a million different ways to do it, but this is how I do it, and I thought it'd be helpful for anybody starting out because I certainly could use a video like this last year, maybe around this time, something like that. So, a couple things I'm going to hit on. The first is obviously you want to make sure that you have a song you love. I think I've said that in a previous video. Maybe I'll link to it. But if you have music you love, first and foremost, that's the most important thing. You need to believe in it. You need to be willing to talk about it. You need to have a story around it. You need to understand what the story is that went into creating it. I think that's really important. Because if you don't care, if you don't feel that passion, if you don't have that connection to the song, why should other people, right? It's just kind of simple. But it's not something I think a lot of people think about. It's like sometimes it's easy to just have like a melody, or I like this guitar part, so I'm going to put this out, right? And to really have an impact, to really have any kind of meaningful connection with people, you really need to have something that you believe in. So I think that's first and foremost. Get the music ready, and if you have that, then you're good to go. The first place that I went, and there's a couple different ways you can do this to figure out like, how do I actually want to distribute this music? How do I get it on Spotify? How do I get it on Apple Music? There's DistroKid. It's one option. There's a couple different options. I personally use CD Baby. I found the most success with that. It seems pretty easy. I know that people have allegiances to DistroKid as well. CD Baby is nice because as long as you have album artwork, the music, and a general sense of like your genre and stuff like that, to release one song is $10. I don't know what the royalty mix is, but it's pretty low. I think it's like 1% or something like that. And let's be realistic. If you're putting out music for the first time ever, the chances of you like blowing up and having a massive release are pretty slim. So unless you're making absolute bangers, I think the risk factor in terms of what you're giving CD Baby to put out music is pretty low. So they've made it pretty intuitive too. The thing that I would say though, is if you are going to put it out on CD Baby, and the same is probably for DistroKid too, but they will release it to every streaming service. It's not just Spotify and Apple Music. I use those as kind of shorthand, but it's like Amazon Music, YouTube, Deezer. I don't know. There's places in like other countries, and maybe you're watching in another country. I don't know. No offense, but things that I don't really know about. It's going to distribute it everywhere, and that takes time. So I would say if you're going to release a song, you can't say on today is January 2nd, like I'm going to put out a song on January 3rd. Like, no, you actually have to put it into CD Baby and have them review it so that they can submit it to the Spotifys and Apples of the world to make sure that there's no copyright issues. They need probably, I'd give it like 3 weeks, to be honest with you. When I released Would You Want To, it took almost 4 weeks. Now, that was longer than previous stuff that I had put in. So, like, I have a new song coming out January 24th. I put it in kind of at the beginning of December, and it went through pretty quick. That's not always the case. So I would say make sure that you are giving yourself an adequate runtime for it, because it's, you just need to. The other thing, too, is I mentioned this album artwork is really important. They need an image to go on Spotify, Apple Music, anything like that. So get all that stuff, get all those assets created. You can use ChatGPT, you can use any kind of AI, you can use a real picture, put words on it. A million ways to go with that. You can use a picture of yourself. That's important. You'll need that. They're going to ask you if you want them to create some kind of code. Can't remember exactly what it is, but that's the code that it's a serial code essentially for your song. Unless you have the means to do that, it's nice that they do that for you. They'll create it for you, and then they also will monetize any kind of use that it has on social media for you and give you a kickback on that. So, I mean, again, that's like if you are doing numbies, okay? You're not going to get that from 500 spins on your song. You're not going to see much. Maybe you'll see like 30 cents or something like that. But they will, TikTok, YouTube, think, and Meta, their deals are with. So you're getting, any kind of time people are using your song and their audio, you're going to get a percentage back, and it's going to be nominal. They also will truncate your song so that this is something I didn't do with Sweet Little. Did I just mention Sweet Little Bird? I've already put it out, but yeah, Sweet Little Bird is a song coming out at the end of January, so I'll have some content coming out around that. But for Would You Want To, I didn't toggle on the social piece of what CD Baby offers, and I was kicking myself for it because then I could upload now on TikTok. You can upload any kind of audio you want as long as you have it in a video format. It rips the audio from that video, but when you do it through CD Baby, it actually uses the CD quality audio, and then it's findable, it's searchable within the platforms. So really important to actually toggle those on if you want anyone to search your music and be able to find it, and it not just be saved on the platform as like audio one or audio two, whatever it categorizes it in your phone. Um, it's really helpful. So I use that. I think it's nice. Make sure you have lead time, really important. And then I would also say when you're thinking about that lead time for putting it on social or putting it on these music streaming platforms, think about your social plan too. Build out your social plan in advance. What's the feel of the song? Who are you trying to connect with the song? So for instance, I have a song called Sweet Little Bird coming out. It's about my daughter. I think it's a song really for parents broadly. Like if you want to go macro, it's for parents. I think any parent who has a kid can relate to the song. It is kind of specific though for dads. Dads with daughters, I would say it's going to resonate really well with. I'm a dad who wrote it about his daughter. Just makes sense. But I think anybody kind of with a daughter can say that they have, really a connection with it. So that's kind of the thinking there. Building out your social approach for it. I really, really implore you to try it. Write down 3 or 4 ideas. I actually just saw a video I thought was pretty cool. This guy talks about how he monetized his social. We're not trying to monetize anything right now. We're just trying to get people to listen to our song. But he said if you have one idea, right, one idea for a video, that can become 3 pieces of content. And what does that mean? That means you do a 7-second version where you're offering a snippet into whatever the song is, the story about the song, something really short. Then you're doing something that's about a minute. So that medium length where you're giving a little bit more detail. Maybe it's a voiceover where you're in the studio creating the song or something like that. And then finally you want to do a long form. And that long form can be a music video perhaps. I don't know. I think actually TikTok or Instagram might truncate how much of a song you can feature. I think they cap it at a minute. But if you can do a 2-minute video about your music, about who you are, about your song, about the story about the song, and do that for every idea you have, right? So there's a small, medium, large option of the content story that you're telling, and you don't want to hammer home every time stream my song, stream my song, stream my song. You just want to tell the story about it organically. Maybe people will be interested. But if you do that with every idea you have, then if you have 5 ideas, you actually have 15 pieces of content, right? That's the idea behind it, is maximizing the potential of an idea that you have. So that's something that I would recommend as well. If you can do that before your song comes out in that time where you're putting it into CD Baby, DistroKid, whatever for review, build out your social catalog so that when that song releases on whatever day, mine's coming out January 24th, I'm going to hit the ground running with the visual assets for the song. I would also recommend that you do a lyric video that you put on YouTube for your song so people can learn the words. The first one I did that's actually my most viewed video, is my lyric video. These vlogs have not caught on yet, but people like the lyric video, so that's cool. For Would You Want To, I'm going to do another one for Sweet Little Bird. That's going to come out the day that the song comes out. And then you also have something to give to earned media. The last thing I'd say is mentioning email marketing and earned media. So if you already have a fan base, that's an asset that you can deliver to them. Learn the words to my new song. You're the first one to get it in hand, right? Or if you're pitching earned media, here's the story of my song, and here's how you can learn about it. Here's an asset that you can use on your digital site, on your website, to drive people to understand it and learn about who you are. So there's a couple things that you need to think about. lead time, content creation, and then ongoing content creation. Where can you fit in to any trends that are happening? Because unfortunately, you have to. You can't, as a growing artist, if you're an established artist, if you're someone who has a million followers, you set the table in terms of how much output you do. People are waiting for you, right? If you're someone who's just starting out, you gotta grab those trends and see where can you fit into those pockets. You don't have to do everyone, you have to dance, but are there storytelling opportunities that present themselves that you can easily turn around? Um, the other thing I would finally mention is that if this isn't your first song, in Spotify, you can actually pitch them. I don't know. I'm doing it for this new one. I'll let you know how successful that is. You cannot pitch unless you already have music out. So since this is my second song I'm putting out, it's going to be pitchable, which I pitched them already. We'll see if it ends up in any playlists. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Um, and then there's also, I think, as I get closer to the release, there's going to be an option to do pre-saves on it. I haven't figured that out yet. If I do figure that out, I will do a video on it so that you can learn with me. And if you know, please feel free to drop a comment because I have no idea. So that's a little bit of wisdom heading into 2025. Like I mentioned, I have a new song coming out January 24th. It's called Sweet Little Bird. You can listen to Would You Want To anytime you want, streaming everywhere. Hard sell there for you. But I hope this is some kind of helpful for you if you're a new musician starting out. And if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm on TikTok, Instagram. I'm here. So I'll catch you later.